This is post-commentary for Tran Wins Emerge, Cities of the Apocalypse. And these next few scenes will be moments where I thought I should flip on the recording before the No Boros episode. This section is just me setting up, or having finished setting up my steamrolling ability as an engineer on a map where you can only build mines. At this point, I have solidified my corner, and I'm going to push outward like I always do. Here's an interesting bug. I have negative 15 infrastructure. What had happened was I had selected an area I wanted to capture, and then I explored. I lost infrastructure, but I still had the move icon in the bottom of the screen. I figured I'd try clicking the move icon to see what would happen, and it deducted the full amount of infrastructure from my reduced amount. As an engineer, I'm still steadily pushing outward. I'm using, for the first time, estates to any effect. I don't think I've really used it before. So anytime I want to buy something, I equip Troy the Scientist. I don't put a whole lot of emphasis on producing mines. It just doesn't achieve much. In this case, I lose 200 mines and I kill about 50 zombies, which is, considerable. It's just I'm producing like 40 mines a turn, so this was about 4 turns worth of mines. We'll go ahead and equip Troy so that I can get cheaper improvements. My mines actually decimate an entire enemy army for once. So with 38 out of 40 sectors left to go, I'm very clearly on the home stretch. I have 8 different green sectors available to me to capture, assuming zombies don't super spawn. Now this would have been one of my harder missions to complete, in my opinion, due to having to be an engineer class, and only with mines as your output. Not harder as in, it's undoable, but harder compared to, say, a simple ordinary mission such as secure the area, which is the basic objective. So I show a little bit more of this. The other scenes will be more sporadic, a little bit spastic, I suppose. I mainly have to do it this way so I can get any reasonable amount of progress in Emerge, because even the easy maps take a considerable amount of time. I've actually put in more time in this game than I have in Dying Light. Alright, and there we go. That is the mission complete for the region where you cannot build anything but mines. The next episode at this point would have been the No Boros. This is the gaseous form event. last time I had done this, I used remote air filtration. I don't remember what the outcome was for that. But if you use your team, you'll get an increase in 3 production, economy, and research in that area. So I'm looking around to see where this thing might be, and then I see, oh, it's in the top corner. It's my most secure area in the entire region. So that was a little nice event. So when you have a gas problem in your city, I guess you just pick the first one. I don't remember what the other options are, so... So during this mission, I'm playing a populist. I'm pretty sure I'm playing a populist for every single one of these offline missions, by the way. Because I'm not really concerned about having variety in my demonstrations. I'm just more concerned about winning those maps. That's why they're offline material. Offline is what I call doing any sort of offline is what I call playing without recording. But just, I kind of figured that if I did see something I wanted to hit record on, I would just flip it on, but I wouldn't have the mic enabled at the time. Because I'm playing the game through speakers. And when I had done that before in the past, the game audio gets picked up in the speakers, so it creates an unusual echo problem. I think especially since they're going to have a second window available to you, because there's pretty much always like one skill in the second window. They should show you several more random skills, or preferably for me, all of the skills that you can get. Right now I'm just trying to basically flip a coin between what skill I want, because I was hoping for empowered defense or hardened defense. I'm like, I don't even know if this matters. This is what I'm thinking at the time. So I just get shotguns. I don't really like shotguns that much, but I figure, there's nothing else to get. I'll just pick that up. Same thing for my other minion. It doesn't matter. I'm just getting rifles. So since I leveled her up, I gave her the level 3 rifle. And I looked to see if I had the shotgun, but I do not. I probably had one, but I sold it because I was thinking I was never going to level this guy up. And there we go, just a shotgun just falls into my lap. There is one thing I really enjoy about shotguns, and that's its knockback. It doesn't seem to have any sort of innate knockback ability, but because of the number of pellets it has, when you equip knockback on the hero's skill list or the weapon mods, the enemies just go flying backwards. Alright, I didn't really need to do anything special about this area. I just needed to secure it. But so it doesn't look... even if this episode is a little bit on the spastic side, because I'll be moving from scene to scene, I figured some indication or checkup on my progress is worthwhile. But I'm not sure anybody would really care or notice if I just, did a couple maps and not made a big deal out of it. It would make Emerge episodes come out faster for me if I did it that way too. So that would be an advantage. It's just if I miss out on recording it, then you'll never see me make those accomplishments. For whatever they're worth. Because this just took me 53 turns to collect 55 sectors. Now, I thought I was doing pretty well before. Oh, and here's a new enemy unlocked, but I haven't met this guy yet. Not even as of the moment of this post-commentary. But I thought I was doing pretty well before, but I get even faster later. I get even better at this. At this point, I'm just trying to figure out like what I want to bring, because I don't really care about bringing the infrastructure unit, since I can only bring one thing. But I just go ahead and hit OK. Later on, I'll replace that. That one was a better future. This one, I get the Atkinson Vintage 2 very, very fast. I can't wield it yet because that's how fast I get. I don't even have a level 2 yet. I snake my way to the top right because the first thing I want to do is I want to secure the unusual looking buildings. So in this case I capture the little vault building just below it, and then I push my way to the corner just to finalize that section of the map as mine. It's like drawing my boundaries. The zombies do not cross this line. And with that rifle, I really mean it. If you don't know what the Atkinson Vintage is, it's an unstoppable rifle that kills pretty much everything in one shot for a long time. It does considerable amount of damage, and you only need a level 2 rifle skill to use it. So in this little scene, that's what I have. I get my level 2, and I'm just shooting everything to death. One shot. And here I'll demonstrate. Now this is, as you can see, the AI is going to move my sniper rifle around. But he just shoots him in the body and the zombie falls over. So it's limited only by how fast the AI can move between targets and what kind of targets it wants to choose. Even with the Atkinson Vintage, the AI will still screw you over. Because it will just, when the shambling zombies are up against your barricade, because they'll go for any one random one, shoot it, then they all pause because they all wanted that one. You see this? How they're now just sort of synchronizing their reticle. So even with the AI, you can still lose with it. But with the Atkinson Vintage, the AI is almost passable as an ally. I mean, if this were your ally while you were fighting, that wouldn't be a bad minion. Unfortunately, they just have no idea what they're doing once the zombies are up against you. That's enough of that auto business. Make sure we bring in manual this next time. I have enough crystals for an event, so I go ahead and pay 300 for combat training. That's what it says anyways, and I guess I didn't read it too closely because I get to pick a non-combat skill. Like, I don't get to pick a weapon skill. But that's okay because I don't really want weapon skills. What's not okay about it is if I knew it was going to be this, I would have actually picked someone else, like an engineer. But it's not too bad because I just start powering up my commando. At 44 turns in, with 48 sectors captured and an Atkinson Vintage by my side, I show no signs of stopping. The inexorable march is on the survivors' side and not the zombies. Towards the end of any map, you can see I generally start doing master workshops and maybe even doing weapon maintenance. I've got 126 production a turn, and status turrets take 3 production per turret, so I'm making about 40. In this case, the turrets that I produced was just barely enough to defeat that enemy horde that attacked. I had 1 turret left. I was trying to decide how likely it is she will get big guns level 3 before the end of the map. With 4 sectors, now 3, left to go, it's not too unlikely. So I go and hold on to it and sell other things. But I'm no longer as concerned with keeping up with the Joneses on my guns anymore, because I try to avoid battles. Unfortunately, I can't avoid this one, so let's rock. So that reticle that I have is nice and tiny, meaning I can really kill anything just by glancing at it. I don't have to worry too much about missing all the time. That commando is using machine gun. I've given him several different, I think, weapon mods and skills that will reduce his recoil, increase his rate of fire, and increase his accuracy. But he's only like, I don't know, big guns 2 or 3 or something. That's where he's been spending his levels, is those little side skills. So yeah, he's got big guns level 1 apparently. I decide I'll go ahead and get him big guns level 2 since I have a level 2 big gun in my inventory. If I didn't, I probably would have picked something like fast trigger instead. And with the power of the sniper rifle of the Atkinson Vintage, another mission is complete. Within 48 turns, for 55 sectors. Unfortunately, I can never bring this with me. That's why, even though I try just in case it ever changes, but I cannot bring it with me. You're just not allowed to. That was the No Prisoners episode, or No Prisoners map, which has an excess of spitters. An old friend used to jokingly shout, "No prisoners!" Well, I'm on my victory run. I've got 4 sectors left to capture on this particular map. I had started this one by going directly northwest to claim that giant vault building on this map. There was a level 5 sniper rifle that cost about $6,700, and I was unable to make enough money without selling my infrastructure, and I chose to keep my infrastructure. I think it still would have been about 200 short or so if I sold my infrastructure item. So I just said, alright, well, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get rid of my item for that. Well, that didn't help things, did it? Here we are on turn 61. I should be able to capture the last 2 areas this turn in order to finish this map
I'm getting ready for a battle, a big battle. I had just lost one, not a person, but I lost a battle just a bit ago. So I'm getting ready, bringing my grenades, my mines, anything I think I might need. I was also using the charismatic or whatever it is that reduces the recruitment and unlocking price. This is going to be kind of a large battle here. Now, I might have always beaten this battle without using items, but I wasn't taking any chances this time around. Victory is ours. And with that, this location is secured. There's nothing I really needed to do for this particular map. Just secure the area. For completing Thurmond, we get the unique sectors area, and we also have unlocked carriers. It'll be a while before I get to actually see any carriers, though. By the time of this post commentary, this particular scene's post commentary is on the 17th. I will have done Emerge and have encountered carriers. Alright, I'm making my way, as I'm often to do. I'm making my way over to the interesting looking buildings, trying to claim them for myself. I have 10 sectors. It's really early in the game. I can't actually see what turn it is right now, but it's extremely early in the game. And I have, again, a full team of heroes. The populist has a 10% bonus to fighting people. And I think I've decided to start using basic communications to add to that percentage chance. So it's only turn 6. I have a full reserve pile and 10 sectors. So after snaking my way to the north, I start slowly expanding. There's nothing in particularly special about this map or mission.
But just to give you some sense of scale, I'm showing little segments of the city's growth, essentially. The previous scene will pretty much be immediate. It'll just be like just some random city with half of it captured, and not much context for you there. It might be easier just to do live commentary in the future. Alright, and this one you can see that I've actually built enough auto turrets to keep myself defended. It's only turn 23, yet I have a vast amount of turrets. Once I finish researching Gatling turrets, I should be good for pretty much most of the remaining portion of this mission. So that becomes my current strategy, is just to go towards Gatling turrets. Now this is a really good event. You should always do this. Items are forever, after all. A wandering merchant approaches you and for the price of 362 offers you information on an uncommon item. I can pay 362 credits and get crystals and get the item, or decline. Now at this point I was thinking like, it doesn't matter, I don't need an item, but actually it's unlocking an item for me to get. So now if I ever find this, I can find +1 production for every 10 enemies I kill. I think. I'm not really sure how this works, but I don't have it yet and I haven't gotten one yet. So that seems really good. That was just me waving my cursor in victory right there. My Gatling turrets make extremely short work of an enemy. And I'm not losing very many, and I'm just pummeling them. I think it's during this map that I decided to try the strategy of attacking the enemy sectors with the heaviest zombie about, because I'm not really worried about publication value. So if I'm dragged through a long battle, that's just on me. And so I fight all these zombie battles, and my turrets have time to breathe and recover because I'm taking on the biggest groups. So I think that helps a lot as my turrets build up in Arsenal. Now I don't know if such a rule applies here, but in many games, when you're building up numbers of something, when you reach something called critical mass, it's impossible to stop you, essentially. So I don't know if that applies here, if it just felt that way, but since I was keeping the zombies at bay, my turrets, they just kept getting larger and larger in number, and the enemies couldn't make a dent in my amount. Alright, so I'm about to discover spatial optimization, and I have a nice nest egg saved up. It's only turn 36, but I have 48 sectors captured, and I'm about to double up on that, essentially. Just in spaces of improvement, anyways. The zombies futilely attack me, and I only lose about 26 turrets. Not a large number. Now it's about to get worse for them. So at this point, I'm just doing so well, I have no idea what I really should be researching next. I figure, okay, maybe advanced trading post. Maybe it's time for that. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and start plugging in master workshops everywhere I can. Remember, that's generally what I end up doing towards the latter part of any mission. Is instead of labs, because there's no real time to research anything, and economy, because there's no real time to make up that money you spend, I put everything into turrets, because that can help me fend off the enemies at the last second. So I'm spending a lot of emphasis on getting my crew this empowered defense and hardened defense abilities. And I think it's paying off. These Gatling turrets, combined with my my fervor in eliminating zombie armies, is just giving me a huge pile
huge arsenal of Gatling turrets. Remember, I'm attacking like the heaviest concentration of zombies, so the ones that do attack me are the weaker groups. I think I'm actually particularly proud of this one, so it's to some regret that I'm going to be cutting out most of it for publication, because I guess there's just not a lot that I generally do say, and I feel like post-commentary should have a lot more to say. And so look at this. I only lose 9 auto turrets and 18 Gatling turrets, but I take out an enemy squad. And I have 52 sectors. So it's not like I have like one sector and my turrets are at full strength. So I'm kind of glancing around, looking to see which zombie group is the one I need to attack. I just finished what will be the last fight of this map. It's turn 46, and I have 57 sectors. Now, in case you don't know what I'm doing, I'm just generally dismissing one member so I can grab the next one and sell their weapon. That helps fund my war chest, essentially. You can see that despite my overwhelming lead on the zombie army, I'm spending my money like crazy. And that's a good thing, mind you. Something I learned when I studied StarCraft and Warcraft. Yes, I know it sounds weird to say I studied it, but I studied it to become a better gamer. I was always really good at the tactical turn-based games, but until I studied StarCraft, like I was okay at I especially liked like the custom maps. I called them use map setting games because that's the setup you had to do for StarCraft. But until I studied the strategy layer of that, I didn't really get good at real-time strategy games until then. I was still good. I'd always beat Mrs. Tran and all of my friends when we would play these games, but I wasn't as good as I wanted to be. So anyways, until I studied the StarCraft and Warcraft games, I always ended up with this large stockpile of resources, and I wasn't really spending them fast enough. I was so busy worried about like fighting my opponent with soldiers that I lost what you call the macro game. I might still win with the micro game, and I might even still defeat my opponent by outthinking them. Like they would outproduce me, so I'd strike at their heart at their base. And then even my slow production could beat them because they had no more base. Well, I learned... Oh, here, I'll interrupt for this one. I've had this before, and if you use explosives, you don't get anything. If you investigate yourself, you get one thing. So let's see what happens when you send your squad to investigate. There's a fight, but you don't have to play anything. Not like the Stronghold Invasion one. So you get a full stack of loot you can take from this one. Alright, so I was continuing on. So when I was studying the StarCraft and Warcraft games, I realized that money held in your account is kind of wasted. I mean, yes, it's good for emergencies, but it's better to avoid the emergencies in the first place by being ready, by being armed, by being present, and by out punching your opponent with bigger guns. So you wanted to spend as much as you could. So, like, if you needed more SCVs, which are worker drones, essentially, then build more. If you needed more soldiers, then do so. And if you had soldiers, attack the enemy. Don't just sit there. So I learned a lot studying Warcraft and StarCraft. Anyways, so I beat this map, 60 sectors, in 48 turns. It's one of my better moments, I think. Now, it actually took me a long time because I was fighting all these zombie groups, as you can see. Yet I had turrets, so think about that. I basically attacked the enemy 26 times. Yeah, sure, they may have attacked me a couple of times, but let's say I roughly attacked them, let's say maybe 24 times. Because they were not breaking through my turret. So each one of those battles, I instigated. When you see me play normally, you watch as I avoid starting those battles, and I still get like 20 fights.
Alright, so that pretty much covers covering ground. In Terralingua. And that should pretty much be it for post-commentary. I don't know if this is enough to make a full episode or if I should tack this on another episode. Or maybe make this like a bonus episode. I haven't decided yet. Well, thank you very much for watching Tran Wins Emerge Cities of the Apocalypse. I will see you next time.